Yes, folks, that's the final Colossus we have to fight. Malus. The Grand Superior is his title. I like to call him the Chrysler Building, for obvious reasons. He is huge. He is easily, most likely the tallest Colossus. Oh, and I failed to mention that he can fire energy beams from his hands, which not only do a lot of damage, they knock you back a lot. He can also fire them rather rapidly. The solemn music we hear is a lot different from what we've heard from other Colossus fights. The song is called Demise of the Ritual, indicating that this is the final part of the ritual we need to accomplish. What's interesting, and this is just me, I come from a military family, although I'm not in the military myself. And although I have studied a lot of military history or whatnot, this whole part with the bunkers, the trench, this music, and the fact that Malus is just delivering an unrelenting barrage of artillery makes me wonder if this is what soldiers had to go through, and what they had, what was going in their minds in World War I. This invokes a lot of aspects about that. Trench warfare, the idea of being these tiny little enclosed trenches while artillery is just ringing and shaking the ground. Anyways, this first part is avoiding Malus's energy beams. They are extremely hard to dodge. Supposedly there is a way that you can actually run up to Malus, but it involves quick dodging about over a dozen energy blasts. I looked for the video, however I can't find it anymore online on YouTube. But it wouldn't surprise me that it could be done. However, this is how the game intends you to get to this point, to get to Malus. Note, Malus does not walk. He rotates, but he does not move per se. Now, some people might find it disappointing. I don't, because I think it fits what he's supposed to be quite well. He is the final wall. He is the obstacle. He literally is the one that stands in your way. And that's what he does. Stands there. He doesn't need to move to you. He lets his energy beams speak for him. He's almost like Magneto, master of magnetism. Okay, maybe not. I had to put some humor in here. I'm being rather solemn for most of this LP, this part of the LP so far. This is the hardest part of the trench maneuvering. The spaces between these three bunkers or walls is very long, and Malus loves to spam his attack. Even if he can't see you, he will fire every once in a while just to make sure you're awake. Note, he was firing even when we were below and he couldn't hit us. You have to be very quick. But that's the final part of that phase. We have made it to the foot of the mountain. Literally. Now, we must climb the mountain. Now you'll understand why I call this thing the Chrysler Building. It is tall, huge, but the thing is, its skirt, or whatever you want to call it, is a building. Literally a building. He is wearing the Chrysler Building as a tunic, dress, skirt, kilt, whatever you want to call it. Want to call it Bob? Call it Bob. And this part's actually a puzzle. Getting to the top of the of the waste, or where we need to go, actually is, you have to think, you have to plan the way you go. Now, I made this look easy so far. Trust me, it's not. This Colossus, I remember, brought me no end of frustration. This is not the hard part. This was the easy part. Believe it or not, all of this is easy compared to what we're going to have to do in a bit. The second half of scaling Malus is the toughest, most nail-biting, most annoying, frustration-inducing part of this game. Period. I want to emphasize that. Dorman does not give us any hints. Once we get to this part, how we have to get there is extremely hard, and we only have little windows of opportunity. Notice that Malus, for the most part, doesn't have any climbable areas except for here. His chest is actually on fire, or molten lava. However, there is a weak point here and we can stab. And that will cause Malus to grab his back or move his hand to his back, like scratching it, and or, you know, like he's just got a crick in his back. Okay, that wasn't too bad. It can get a lot worse, trust me. I'm pretty sure it will get a lot worse. Wasn't kidding about the long haul. I remember this fight when I first did it taking a long time. And I had to figure it out. I think it took me 2 to 3 hours to figure it out. Well, actually, I think it took me a little bit less. Okay, we hit the part. I'm going to wait for the hand. There's the hand. Now I'll go ahead and jump on the hand. Ooh, barely made it. Okay, now, we quickly want to climb up to the wrist. He'll raise his hand up. We want to run across his arm to his biceps here. Do not touch that glowing part. It will hurt you. It's where his energy beams are generated from. Well, one of them. Notice there's another weak point. You gotta stab that. Okay. Now he's gonna move his hand to grab his arm because it hurts like hell. Now we're gonna jump to his arm. I made it, thank God. Now here is the hardest, most difficult thing you have to do in this game. We want to climb up to his wrist. We're going to need the bow and arrow, which I don't have equipped yet. I should have did that beforehand. There's a spot that is not indicated that we're going to have to shoot, and we have to be quick. The window of opportunity to hit this point is quick. I mean, it's like maybe a split second. That motion right there is what I was looking for. However, I'm not in a position. Note, this thing will sap your stamina. Okay. Oh. Yeah, he's just rotating his hand. He's kind of playing with this like a bug or something. Like, ooh, what is this thing? That's what he thinks is a... There. Oh, darn it. That's what we want to do. During the downward motion, we want to shoot his shoulder. Shoulder has a hidden weak point. I figured that out mainly out of frustration, because I was like, how do I get to this point? And I just fired into his shoulder, and it actually worked. Yeah, now you know why I did some stamina grinding. I'm going to use a lot of it here. I'm going to need every ounce of stamina I have for this fight. It's specifically built... Oh. But yeah, you can see what I'm talking about now. It's easy to fall off. The worst thing about it is you can fall off into the ground. It will hurt. If you fall too far, Malus will start shooting you again. and can kill you. Like I said, Malus doesn't walk, he doesn't have to. Some people were disappointed with this fight. They expected something more. I think this fight is very appropriate and is perfect for this game. Because what is the one thing we fought? Giant animals, we fought towering giants, we fought this, but now we are fighting a force of nature. We are fighting literally a force of nature. We are trying to topple a mountain. What is not appropriate, more appropriate, for a colossal undertaking than to topple a mountain? Or in many ways to scale it. This is the Mount Everest of Colossus. Alright. I'm going to rest here because this may take a long time, so this is a great play to segue back into. So I'll see you guys in a bit, hopefully.